Hello there. Also, in this video, we are going to review my new archetype. It's called Shiki. It's about crystals and stuff. So it's a new archetype I've been working on last week. I've been getting pretty good feedback, so I figured that I would share it on YouTube. One thing to say is that I'm sick, so my voice might not sound really clear right now. So sorry about that. But hey, I'm trying my best. So let's start with the starter, of course. Nothing much. It's when this unit is rolled upon, if you win second, draw a card. Simple as that. It's just a starter. Then we have our second card in the right line, the great one, Mysterious Discovery Shiki. So when this unit is rolled upon, search your deck for up to one crystal, review it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. We'll talk about crystals in a moment, but anyways, let's read the second skill. During your opponent's turn, when opponent rear card is retired, Soul Blossom and draw a card. So you might be wondering, wait, it's the opponent's turn, so how do they retire the rear cards? So there's several ways, of course, aside from the crystal mechanic, but it's attached to the crystal tokens. They can retire themselves so that the opponent can take out the debuff. So yeah, let's talk about crystals. Crystals are orders. So they are set order, it's called crystals. And you kinda like pay a cost to activate the crystal and summon or call a token, a crystal token. So now let's explain about tokens. Tokens are debuff for you. So like this one, the star crystals, this unit cannot be called over, so it's not that easy to retire this unit. You either need to find one of your skills that can retire units, or pay the cost. Like this one, you need to pay Soul Blossom 1 to retire this unit. But as you can see, there's a debuff. Like, it makes all your units lose 2k power. Okay, now you might be wondering, okay, so you summon crystals, but crystals are like debuffs. It makes you play harder because your power or something else gets like lower, it's weaker. So how do you actually play this to be beneficial for you? So for the main grade 3, we have this skill. When the crystal is activated, choose one of your and your opponent's regards. Your and your, like your opponents. So one of yours, one of your opponents, and exchange their positions. So your opponent's chosen regard becomes yours and vice versa. And then of course, when they get retired or stuff, return them to the drop zones. You don't want to bring them home, you know? Like, or maybe if you want to be tricky, you're like, oh, I forgot to return them and steal their like DSR Varina back home. Please don't do that. I just designed this to be unique, but not for stealing cards, you know? So yeah, as you can see, so you use this card, the main Vanguard, to move your crystals, the debuff, to your opponent's field. Which is really a good thing to do because they debuff you, so if you move them to your opponent's field, they debuff your opponents instead. And it's a really good skill. So yeah, so that's what crystals are. So moving on to the second record. I mean, right line, oh my god, my brain. So when your crystal is activated, choose up to one of your opponent's records and move it to one of your RC or record circles. It becomes your unit. So you just basically steal one of your opponent units and that's it. Nothing more than that. And then there's the con. If your opponent has one or more token units on their field, this unit gets 5,000. So if the opponent has one of our crystals, we get 5k for this bigger unit. Okay, back to our main grade 3. So we already know the first skill. So the second skill is Once per turn, an act, if you have a rare card which you do not originally own, so it's the opponent's rare card that is in your field, you can counter +1, put that unit in your soul, and then reduce the activation cost of your next crystal activation by soul +1. So let's say, wait, not this is counter +1. Let's say this one, it's soul +2. So if you use that skill, you need to use soul +1 for this, which is kind of a cost reduction, and you get one more soul, by the way, but you need to pay one counter blast for that, and pay one rear card that it's not yours, but you can still use it to attack. So depending if you think it's worth it or not, that's your choice. And then we have count. During your turn, this unit gets 2k for each rear card you and your opponent does not originally own. So let's say you activate one crystal this turn, this unit gets 4k because you move one of your units to your opponents and opponents comes to you, so 4k because 2 units. But as time goes on, it might go bigger depending on how much. And don't forget that usually if you go like this, you should have one of your opponent's units already in your field. So this you will have 2k by the time you ride this if it's not retired. Okay, now we have the orders. So let's start from this. Counter +1, activate this crystal, you get a star crystal. And the star crystal is the one that debuffs 2k on every unit on that field. Nothing much, pretty simple. Then we have the Evil Within. This one is a bit costly, it's 3 soul blasts, but you're playing as also Dark States, by the way. So if you're combining this with Dark States, the cost wouldn't be too heavy. But if you play this on Healer Sanctuary, you might be a bit careful about the cost. So this is where the second skill that removes like 1 soul blast cost and put your unit into your soul come in handy if you're playing Healer Sanctuary. So yeah, this one is soul blast. Okay. This one is soul blast 3, and you get 1 curse crystal. The curse crystal actually is like lock, but it's way like a nerf lock. So first, this unit cannot be called over, it's 0 power, but it can still get boosts or stuff. So it's not that like bad like lock. You cannot move this unit between rows, so if it's front row, it stays in the front row. But we have the Act. The Act is counter +1 and retire one of your rear guards, and you can retire this unit. It's a bit expensive, I know, but we also paying a bit of really expensive cost to play this card. So it's kind of the same balance cost that you pay. Then lastly we have this, the Light Shines Well. It's another order of a crystal. You get a Holy Crystal. So we have this SNA10, the Holy Crystals. This one does not debuff, but it actually buffs the opponent. All your opponent units get 2k. And by the way, it's not during your turn or during the opponent's turns, so it's all the time. This is kind of scary, can come in handy. You pay counter +1 for this to retire this unit. A bit expensive, but at least better than the Curse Crystal where you need to retire your unit too. Also, this one still have 5k, so you can still attack with this. It's not that bad. Also, I'm gonna confess, but this one is not an original art. It's from Final Fantasy, because I don't really have a good picture of a holy looking crystal. So if you have any suggestions of like any art that I can take for this, please tell me in the comments. It would be really helpful for making cards, because I don't want to use, you know, pictures from games that everyone knows. Like this one is from Final Fantasy, so everyone that plays Final Fantasy will be, hey, you use this. It's not good. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but I don't find it better. All the other arts that are not crystals are from an art collaboration called Shiki no Akari. Yeah, so it's the same character and it's in different poses. I don't know the story behind of the art collaboration, but it's not a manga or an anime as I can find, it's just an art collaboration. And the crystals are just random picks. It's like really random. Anyways, we have the last card. Behind your tail, Erina. So I kind of make her like, you know, a gem holder trying to follow Shiki. So she's also a dual nation, so you can splash this on both when you're trying to play Killer or Dark States. But from now on, I would start making support cards that are like only one nation, because it will start to be ridiculous to have all the archetype be dual nations. Anyways, once per turn. Wait, oh no. Okay, I realized a mistake I did there. I need to fix that in a while. But hey, so it's a mistake. It's a rare card, by the way. So let's go. So +1, choose one of your rare cards and move it to one of your opponent's open art. It becomes a unit. So this is a counter to when your opponent tries to empty the board, because we can only put our crystals in the board if they have a unit, because we need to exchange. So this card can help you move your crystals even though if they don't have any rare cards. Or you can use this just so you can use your, you know, your exchange skill, whatever works for you. Then we have the card that's really powerful. If your opponent has 2 different tokens on their field, this unit gets 10k. And that's it. That's my currently archetype that I've been working on, Shiki. It's really fun to work on. It's a really unique concept. It's like one thing that I haven't really tried to think of, that you can try to exchange your units with the opponents, and the opponent like units you put them on the opponent's field are the buffs. It's a really cool, unique idea that I feel like went pretty well, and people seem to like it a lot. So I'm happy. So I would still continue this, and feel free to, you know, download all the stuff, proxy it, and try to playtest them. Any feedback will really be appreciated. And yeah, so I can, like, you know, improve my archetype and either errata some cards or make some more support cards that should support this archetype further. And that's it for today's video. It's just a simple review of many archetype. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you in another video. While I'm not sick, I hope I'm not sick on the next video. Anyways, see ya.